for the thick of it all. If they don't give me room, well then I'll give them a while. I'm gonna smoke my tires when the victory calls. I'm gonna be there, be there. I wanna see my face up on the jumbo screen. Feel the white hot metal of a winning machine. Because you win or you lose and there's no in between. I wanna be there, be there, be there.
NASCAR on speed. Be there.
The penultimate race of the Pennzoil Truck Series season heads to the Rock. We're here at the Rockingham Speedway for our 9th chase race of the season, as we are here for the Toyota 200 under the lights. Earlier in the season, we saw a fantastic race here at Rockingham. This one should be no different than that one. Eli Tomlin in the 3 has the pole for tonight's race, but 2 is outside the 17 of Danny Lloyd. Then 3rd to Oliver Galloway, 4th is Keith Stevens running out the top 5. Is 2nd in points, Cole Luigi. He is 10 points off the points. He needs a great night here tonight. Then 2 is outside 6th is Jonathan Beeford. Jack Ramo 7th, Ricky Miller in 8th, Danny Bright 9th, and Francis Dustin rounding out the top 10. As you look at the rest of the field, Jake Gowen 11, and 2 is outside is Trey Rain the 18. Then there's Anthony Hernandez with Max Rossi, along with Cynthia Bright and Reese Bennett. Then there's Marcus Sachi and Steven Taylor. Our points leader racer, big here for him, his starting position, 20th midfield on the outside. Could be a disastrous night for that team. We'll see if we can get down to the inside at the start of this race. Riley Sprague will be the one who's inside. Then we have Laura Delano with Tim Randolph, along with Marshall Burrow and Luke Rainey. Then there's Mike Burrow and Mathis Wells. Anton Charlebois with Roland Cook. Then we have Lawrence Poundpond and Michael Sanders. Matt Hamill with Derek Bouchard. Then there's Daniel Price and Keyshawn Richardson. And in the final row land lines with Blake Peter starting in the 36th position here for the Toyota 200 under the lights. Let's go down trackside, get the command to fire the engines up for our 9th chase race of the Pennzoil Truck Series, season number 5.
Drivers, start your engines.
And the command has been given to fire these 36 Pennzoil Truck Series trucks up as they get ready to do battle around the just over 1 mile oval in Rockingham, North Carolina. 36 trucks roll off the starting grid. Eli Tomlin and Danny Lloyd are on the front row. So coming into this race, it looks like it's just going to be a 2-man battle for the championship as long as the 31 finishes ahead of the 30. Coming into the race, Cole Luigi 10 points behind Racer. That's how they stand. How will they stand after the race? 30 laps at Rockingham. Last season we saw a photo finish, 0.000. The margin of victory, what we'll see here tonight. The green flag is waving. We're racing at Rockingham. Rossi into the wall, sends Racer to the inside wall. The 30s are around with the 41. Yellow flag, lap 1. And racing back is Oliver Galloway again to the race on Eli Tomlin. Cole Luigi tried for 2nd. They come down the front stretch. Galloway back in front, Luigi 2nd, and points there is involved in a crash. Max Rossi got into the outside wall through 1, 2, and try to make a 3-1 in the outside. Ralph gets collected, and Racer, look at the left side damage there, that 30. A ton of torn up trucks. And a lot of chasers, the 30, the 28, and the 41. 3 chasers involved in the crash. Down the backstretch on lap 1, and 2nd in points, Cole Luigi's right now in the 2nd position on the racetrack. Big update here for the point situation, as involved is points to their racer. But let's see what happened to Max Rossi. Into the outside wall through 1, 2, scraping it, and then gets down into the 30, spinning him down low into the inside wall. We have seen this a lot of times actually here at this Rockingham Speedway, especially on starts where they're double file. It's Max Rossi on the outside, makes a 3-wide move, gets into the wall through 1, 2, scraping it, and then coming off the wall, you can see it kind of juts up right there, the 28 down to the 30. They make contact. Tim Randolph goes around Sir, makes hard contact with the inside wall. Rossi spins down to the inside wall as well. Sir gets hit a few more times. Randolph, Marshall Burrow collected. So that's 3 chasers in a pile down the backstretch. But the most damage goes to Max Rossi and points leader Racer. Tim Randolph will have some damage, but not as much as the 30 and the 28. That 30 truck is pretty well torn up. With that left, right there, that left side damage hard to the inside wall driver's side. And will this hurt him? Will Cole Luigi now be right on his bumper heading into homestand in the points? We'll find out. Let's first go on board with our chasers involved in the crash. Just a tough break there for the 28 of Max Rossi. Let's also go on board with the 30 of Racer. Our points here, nowhere to go in this. He's collected. And then one more up where Tim Renoff came into the day third in points. He would need a catastrophic day of the 30 and the 31. Right now, he's involved in the crash. Yeah, coming in, he was 7 points behind Cole Luigi, who's 10 points behind Ray Sur, so it would have taken a miracle for the 41 to even be in contention. So back in front was the 00 of Oliver Galway with Cole Luigi in second. They raced back the 00 out front in the Toyota 200 here at Rockingham. Quick yellow, and we're going to go back green. 25 to go. We'll be on lap number 6. We have a few chasers out front. All 36 trucks left on the racetrack on the lead lap. And his chaser Oliver Galway with the race lead. Behind him in second is Cole Luigi. Then Eli Tomlin third. Danny Bright fourth. Jack Cameron fifth. Then Jake Galway 6th. Danny Lloyd 7th. Keith Stevens 8th. Anthony Hernandez 9th. And Ricky Miller rounding out the top 10. So pretty ironic how we're in a race sponsored by Toyota, the Toyota 200, and the Chevys have brought their stuff. The next race out is going to be the Chevy 250 at Homestead. So the Chevys brought their stuff a race early. Currently the front 5 all held by Chevrolets, then 3 Toyotas, 6th through 8th. Back to the gas for Oliver Galway. We're back racing, and Cole Luigi spins the tires on the 31. Back green here at Rockingham. Eli Tomlin into the wall through 1 and 2. He's not scraping it, so he shouldn't get into the wall. It's like a truck is in the wall through 1 and 2. May have gotten off it though. Down the backstretch of the race. Blake Petrus in the wall back there. Keeps it going straight. Now the bell. This for a chase spot. Danny Bright to the inside. Muscles his way to the inside. The 31 of Cole Luigi. They race side by side down the front stretch. And the front 4 are all chasers. It's Oliver Galway, Danny Bright, Cole Luigi, Jake Galway. And Galway's going to get that spot from Cole Luigi, who's stuck on the outside of the 31 here. Can he get the run off the top side of turn 2 to get back in line? Luigi fights back in the outside, but he's back outside the 11 now. Drives high through 3 and 4. Now the 25 moves to his inside. That is another point for Cole Luigi that he will lose right there. The bad thing for Cole Luigi is, while the 30 is at the back of the pack, look at all these chasers he's losing positions to. The 25 to 13 has got around. The 12 is not that far back. I mean, there are a ton of chasers at the front of this field. Up front for the lead. Danny Bright to the inside. The 88, 00 battle side by side to turn 3. To the inside, the 88 Danny Bright has the position. He'll come off turn 4 and lead lap number 8. Jake out with the 11 to his inside. Cynthia Bright keeps the 31 up top, and Luigi still falling back in the outside. Jake Galloway looking to the inside to turn 1. Try to get down there, and Danny Bright. He'll just grab second. Keith Stevens, the chaser, through to third. I mean, look at all these chasers. We have 4 chasers inside the front 4, then a 5th chaser in 6th, and then you have Cole Luigi, and then you have the 12. I mean, there are chasers all over the front of this field. So right now for Cole Luigi, it's not a great point day. It's a pretty bad point day for the third one. He's not getting many points, even though the 30's at the back of the field, and Luigi's inside the top 15. That doesn't mean anything if he has 7 chasers in front of him. Meanwhile, Jake Galloway's grabbed the race lead. Keith Stevens is up to 2nd. Danny Bright fighting back in the outside. Jack Cameron on the 50 with the runners their side by side in front. He'll jump to the inside through 3 and 4. And now Cameron to the inside. The 25 is the 11 way up the racetrack through 3 and 4. And we saw a photo finish in this race last season. And it was a margin of victory, the closest in Joe Wright League history, 0.0. Oh, the contact there! 25.88 contact in the wall for Keith Stevens! 25 in the wall, turn 2 and down the backstretch from the bump from the 88 of Danny Bright. And now Stevens has some right side damage to the rear end of that truck. The right rear, a little crumbleness for the lead. Cameron to the inside, looking down the front stretch side by side to turn 1 to the inside. Yeah, last season we mentioned closest Joe Wright League finish, 0.000. And then earlier in the season, here at Rockingham, we saw a close finish where Keith Stevens barely edged out Anthony Hernandez by a truck length. Now, we were going to mention Stevens, but then he got into the wall. But Hernandez is running inside the top 5. Now he's up to 3rd, going for 2nd, as Jack Cameron leads with 18 to go here at Rockingham. Now the 25 falling back with that damage. Keith Stevens now on the outside lane. Cole Luigi move underneath him. That is a point. And then Danny Bright from the 88. Can he get by the 88? That would be another point. Luigi's starting to come forward on the inside lane. Something big about Rockingham is you have to conserve your tires. Whoever conserves their tires the best will be up front at the end. We've seen it time and time again at Rockingham. This track eats the tires up. That will play a factor into who has a shot at the end of this race. Hernandez moves around the 50 to get to the race lead. Cynthia Bright through the 2nd to 33. 3 wide back there. Danny Bright up top. Cole Luigi Mill. Ricky Miller down low. So the 31 back on the outside lane, falling back. And that spot he just gave from the 88, that was a point. He's going to lose a point to the 12 of Ricky Miller. And Bright in the 88 drives to the inside. Trying at least. Look at Cole Luigi on the outside, wound up. He might get clear. He's clear of the 88, but can he get clear of the 18? I think he is down the front stretch. He's going to have to jump in that hole very quickly, though. He does get in line to Luigi. Lucky there for him. He gets in line. Cynthia Bright, the 33 out front. Ton of lead changes here at Rockingham. It's Cynthia Bright leading. Jonathan Buford second now. Oliver Galloway coming back. Going for third. Look at them going 3 wide. Cameron up top to the middle. Goes to the 14 Marcus Sachi. Down low Jake Galloway. That's 3 chasers lined up. The 11, the 12, and the 31. All end up getting spots from non-chasers. Cynthia Bright at the racetrack through 1 and 2. Closing in is Jonathan Buford. Galloway moves around the 50. Up the track. 3 wide. In the middle goes Marcus Sachi. 50 way up the track. There might be something wrong with Jack Cameron falling back big time through the field. And the 31 at the racetrack. Here comes Trey Rainey to his inside the 18. Trey Rainey has a chance to get to the race lead. And right now, we're going to look for where Ray Serves. Right now, he's battling to not be the last chaser with Max Rossi. That is even though it's for 34th, that is a battle for a point. This point is huge for Racer. Look at it, you can see him get to the back bumper of the 28. Moving on up the racetrack. Sir is not playing around. He wants this point badly for Max Rossi. But the 20 is better down the straightaways. The 30 a little bit more damaged. Oliver Galloway for second. Whoa, Hernandez going to the middle, 3 wide. Look at that move by the 13. Won't work. Up the track. Goes the 07 into the wall. Turn 2. Jonathan Buford. It was a big move by Anthony Hernandez, which caused that. Now Jake Galloway to the inside of Hernandez for the spot. Right at the racetrack, and the 33 from the lead. Coming to 12 to go. Leading is the 33, Cynthia Bright. Oliver Galloway is through to second. Jake Galloway third. Ricky Miller fourth. Trey Rainey to fifth. Luigi for sixth on Anthony Hernandez, and that is a point. For the lead, Oliver Galloway getting down Thunder Alley. Cynthia Bright really bad off turn 2, and the 00 closes in. Now to the back bumper of the 33. They both go up the track. Jake Galloway through the middle lane well to the inside. They battle side by side for second. It's the Galloways. 11 to go. Jake to the inside of Oliver to turn 1. The inside a little tight, but will get the run off the corner. Down the back stretch. Side by side. Look at the run off the corner for Oliver Galloway. Great run on the top side. Ricky Miller does make it 3 wide. The 11 goes up the racetrack. Ricky Miller's down low, and they might go 3 wide for second. Miller gets to the inside. 3 wide. 3 chasers down the front stretch. 3 wide. 10 to go for second. And Cynthia Bright loving, she's pulling away because of it. Miller getting cleared second. Trey Rainey for third. And Luigi for fourth. He would only have 1 chaser in front of him. That'd be 11 points. And if Racer gets 1, that'd be a tie for the points that he hang to Homestead. I believe Serge has gotten around Max Rossi to gain now 2 points in the race instead of 1. Luigi fighting hard, coming to 9 to go. He knows time is running out. Time is of the essence. He wants that point from Ricky Miller, and badly. 9 to go. Luigi to third. Gets by Trey Rainey. And now Ricky Miller running. Cynthia Bright down as they race their way down the backstretch. Oliver Galloway for fourth on Trey Rainey. But the battle's up front. Miller's closing in on Cynthia Bright. And fast. Look at the run for the 12 through 3 and 4. Up the racetrack a little for the 33, trying to diamond the corner. Now 8 to go on the Toyota 200. Cynthia Bright, Ricky Miller, 1-2 with Luigi closing in third. Miller to the inside through 1 and 2 has the position down low. They race side by side down the backstretch for the lead. Ricky Miller side by side with Cynthia Bright to turn 3. Miller has the spot. He'll grab. He'll clear through 3 and 4. Cynthia Bright, can she get down line from Luigi to keep second? Looks like she will. 7 to go at Rockingham. Luigi to the inside now to turn 1. Fighting hard to get to that 12. That is a point. Luigi will grab second as they race down the backstretch, but they stay side by side. Cynthia Bright fighting back in the outside. But through 3 and 4, the 31 should have it down low. Dives it down to the yellow line. Luigi will grab second. And now it's a tall task of running Ricky Miller in the 12 down for the race win and for a chase point. 6 to go in the Toyota 200. Miller leads. Luigi, the guy, second in points. 10 points behind Racer. Runs second. It would be an 11-point day for the 31 of Luigi for Racer. As right now he's towards the back of the field. It would be a 1-point day. They'd be tied heading to Homestead as they race off turn 4. Luigi's closing into Ricky Miller. Coming to 5 to go. Yellow flag would end it here at Rockingham. It's Ricky Miller leading. Luigi would be tied at this point if he were to finish here. Off turn 2, he has a run. Luigi to the back of Ricky Miller. The tires starting to wear out just a little bit more, making the lanes they use more effective. Through 3 and 4, both go up the racetrack. Luigi loses a little time there. Now 4 to go at Rockingham. And don't count out Cynthia Bright and Oliver Galloway, 3rd and 4th. They can have a say who wins this race. They race their way, nose to tail down the backstretch. 3 of the front 4 are chasers. Then 5th place is Laura Delano with 6th place Jake Galloway. Another chaser trying to make his way inside the top 5 with the racetrack for the A1. Galloway's going to try and get that spot. Luigi for the lead, coming to 3 to go. The inside lane for the 31. Second in points, trying to get to the race, win, and the chase lead. Called Luigi will clear off turn 2. New race leader to 31. Miller fights back in the outside, Del Thunder Rally. 2 to go this time by. It's Cole Luigi out front now. He drives down to the bottom of the racetrack. Luigi leads and has the points lead. 12 points for the 31, 1 for the 30. 2 to go. Right now, Racer is back around Max Rossi. They're trading positions. Who will have it though? The checkered flag. Coming to the white flag in the Toyota 200. Cole Luigi is our race leader. Behind him in second is Cynthia Bright. The gap between the 30 and the 28, 2 tenths. Up the racetrack for the 31. Bright closing in the 33. Down the front stretch of the race. White flag in the air. Bright looking to the inside. Last lap at Rockingham. Another duel. Mano-y-mano to turn 1. Up the racetrack for both of them. Luigi, Cynthia Bright, they race side by side out turn 2. Down the backstretch for the final time. The win in the Toyota 200 is on the line. Cynthia Bright inside. Cole Luigi outside. Bright drives hard to the bottom. Slides up in front of the 31. It's going to be Cynthia Bright coming off turn 4 to win their 4 wide to the start finish line. But Cynthia Bright wins at Rockingham. 4 wide across the stripe. And where does Racer finish? The 30 behind the 28 now. Max Racing has gone around Racer. And the 30, 1 point gained. The 31, 12 points. And Cole Luigi heads to Homestead as the points leader as Cynthia Bright wins the race. Last lap pass for the 33. Cole Luigi really messed up 3 and 4 coming to the white flag. But it's Cynthia Bright winning the Toyota 200. And how about that 4 wide battle to the start finish line? That was for about 6th place. It was Trey Rainey. Look at that for 5th. I believe it was 5th or 6th. Coming off turn 4. How did they even get in this mess? Here they are through 3-4. Ricky Miller really high at the racetrack. Rise Pro 2 drives up the racetrack. Trey Rainey does as well. Jack Hero gets the bump to the 18. They go 4 wide, being and banging off the corner. And it looks like it's going to be Trey Rainey 6th. Ken Ramos 7th. Spurley to Ricky Miller. I mean, that was an amazing battle at the end. And Cynthia Bright, the last lap pass for her. Great 3 and 4 for her. Coming to the white flag. Great 1 and 2. Stay side by side with the 31. And Cynthia Bright winning the race. But the points have taken a big effect. Let's go see how the points shake up hang into the final race of the Pennzoil Truck Series season. Here are the finish results from the Toyota 200 to Rockingham Speedway. 1 caution fight for 4 laps and 8 lead changes, 8 different drivers leading laps in this race. It was Cynthia Bright leading 9 laps, the most of anyone here tonight. To victory lane for that 33 was Cole Luigi. A clutch day for him with Racer having the issues he had. Cole Luigi gains enough points to now have the points lead heading into Homestead and the momentum on his side. Luigi ends up 2nd, Oliver Galloway 3rd, Jake Galloway 4th, and John Speedford 5th. Then 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th were involved in that 4 wide mess coming to the start finish line. Trey Rainey, Jack Cameron, Riley Sprague to Ricky Miller finished 6th through 7th with Eli Tomlin from the pole in 10th. As we look at the top 20, we mentioned how it was going to be a grueling day for Cole Luigi with all these chasers at the front. Inside the top 20, there was Cole Luigi, Oliver Galloway, Jake Galloway, Ricky Miller, Danny Bright, Anthony Hernandez, Anthony Charlebois, Derek Bouchard. 8 chasers inside the top 20. If Cole Luigi ended up 16th behind Anthony Hernandez, he would not have the points lead. He would still be a pretty good ways behind Racer. So the 31 did a clutch performance, finishing the highest of anyone and heading into Homestead with the momentum and the points lead. Cole Luigi could not have had a better night. Obviously, the better night would have been the win. He was about half a lap away from doing that, but still another great night for him. As we look down here, we see the chasers that did not fare well. It was Tim Randolph. Keith Stevens also didn't have a great night from winning this race earlier in the season. Getting into that wall there with the contact from Danny Bright put him further back. Tim Randolph, 24th after being spun out. That's decent, but not good enough to get him into title contention. Max Rossi and Racer are battling that out. I've never seen a battle for 34th more important than that one right there. That was a point on the line, and it ends up Racer finishing behind the 28 Max Rossi. And as we see at the right side, that changes. If Sir finishes ahead of Rossi, Luigi and Sir go in tied at Homestead. Whoever finishes higher wins the championship. We know now that we can throw any point scenario out practically. It is mano y mano. 2 drivers, Cole Luigi and Racer, they're the only 2 that have a shot for the championship. The rest are fighting third on back. Luigi, 1 point over Racer, so we practically know the situation heading to Homestead. Finishing higher is most likely going to result in the championship. A tie would go to Luigi no matter what. He is higher in full season point standings. In fact, he would have locked up the full season championship if we went under the full season format right here at Rockingham. So Luigi will win in a tie no matter what over Racer. So that means Sir has to finish 2 chase positions ahead of the 31 of Luigi. It will be an intense battle coming down to Homestead. So we have the Season 3 champion, Luigi, looking for his 3rd championship in Joe Rett League. It would tie Jeff Bright for the most in history. And again, the 2nd Pennzoil Truck Series championship. And we have Racer, the driver who won at Daytona, the season opener, then went winless until the Mud Bash at Eldora. Looked like it was going to be hard for Sir to even be in a position to make the chase, as he had had a rough season, was down in the 30s in points, battled back. That win at Eldora provided him the momentum he needed, and barely after Richmond broke his way into the top 20 with a wild card with those 2 wins. And using that wild card spot wisely, he is now going into Homestead with a chance for glory in the Season 5 Pennzoil Truck Series Championship. Chevy versus Toyota for the championship at Homestead. We're going to go 10th chase race of the season, race 28. It's time for the season finale, the Chevy 250 at the Homestead Miami Speedway. I will see you guys then.